Look at that. A loaded baked potato soup. Potato, bacon, onion in every bite. What better way to start off the new year? It is a chilly January day, it is, and I'm talking about warming me up, and we have got the barrel open and we have loaded it plumb up. What? Loaded baked potato soup. And folks, this is so easy to put together, but so nourishing, and it'll warm you up all the way to your toes. The most important thing on a loaded baked potato soup is what?
Let me guess. The potato.
You got it right. Now, if you look online, people will be telling you, put them things in the microwave. Whoa, the people in Idaho will be down on you. We're talking about loaded baked potato soup. We want to cook the potatoes right. When you say loaded baked potato soup, it didn't say loaded in the microwave potato soup. No, it ain't that. Because when you cook them in a baked potato, really, I think in an oven, you're getting that peeling to crisp up, which sure, we're not using the peeling, but we're going to get a better tasting potato out of the whole deal. So when you're cooking baked potatoes in a microwave, to me, they've always either been a little hard and undercooked, or they're overcooked and they're mushy. And people will be saying, well, what kind of potato do I use? Now, if we was making mashed potatoes, we'd use Yukon Gold, but we making loaded baked potato soup, so it is a russet potato. And I have started out with 4 of them. Prick them full of holes, put them in the oven, 400 degrees preheated. Probably going to take you about 45 to 50 minutes. But when you get down to about 10 minutes of that, drag that cast iron skillet out, get you about 6 to 8 slices of bacon, put it in there and cook it until it is really good and crispy. Reserve that grease because we're going to need it, because people load baked potatoes with so many things. I mean, I've seen them with chili and cheese and onions, jalapenos, but folks, I'm going to go a little off that beaten path, I am. And I'm going to put me some smoked sausage in there as well. So we're going to fry that smoked sausage, cut it thinly, put it in this bacon grease over here and get it to going. Told you we was going to add a secret ingredient. One thing y'all never seen Have They Duker on our channel ever is if something needs more meat in it, we sure gonna put it in there. Now, these are just some smoked sausage I bought at the store. These are a jalapeno cheddar. You can get anything you want, but when we're talking about a loaded baked potato, I want mine to have all the meat I can get on there. If I had a steak, I'd put it in there today too. We're using about 8 ounces of this, slicing it pretty thin. That bacon grease that we reserved, hey, it's going to give these even more flavor. So let me get them sliced up. We'll get them in the skillet because we want them to just brown up a little golden brown. Then we'll go on making soup. Got them sliced up. We're just going to throw them in this skillet. It's got that bacon grease in there. Let them fry up, crisp up just a little till they get a little brown. Don't take long, 2 or 3 minutes. We'll get them out, go on with the process.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Yes, I do. I have a New Year's resolution.
What's that?
When it's hot in the summertime, I'm just going to cook ice cream. And when it's cold in the winter, we're just going to have hot food. So be ready for it this summer when I'm wearing my Speedo, my flip-flops, and making ice cream. Got the sausage all browned up, we did. Got us a sauce pot back over here now on the burner. We're gonna add us a stick of butter in there and let that melt. It is sizzling, Mage, it is for a fact. We'll turn this down just a tad. We don't wanna burn that butter, but to that butter, remember I told you to be saving some of that bacon grease? We're gonna add us some of it. We're gonna say 2 tablespoons. Y'all holler when you think it's right on the money. 1, 2. That right there is what you call the premier thing to make any soup or any roux that you might start out really is bacon grease and butter. So we'll get this stirred around here and we'll commence. Hey, whoa, you got some crumbs down there? Picking up the leftovers. 1 medium-sized yellow onion. We're gonna let that cook for a little bit. Then we'll add in 4 garlic cloves. We're gonna let these onions cook probably 2 to 3 minutes. so they get a little translucent, or really what you call softening up, and then we'll add in the garlic. You know, if you have garlic in a recipe that you're going to put in a skillet or any kind of sauce, I think it should always go in there last, because you don't want to burn garlic. There's really a distinct odor and taste that comes from burnt garlic, and I really don't like it. It's sort of like a burnt bean, so always put it in there last after the onions or whatever it calls for. Let it cook just a minute, then you're ready to go. Well, them onions been on about 2.5 to 3 minutes. Time for the garlic it is, and we'll let this cook a minute. We'll let it probably go about 2 minutes. I'm gonna turn the heat down just a tad. I would say we probably have this over a low heat right now. Well, onions and garlic have got to where they need to be. They have, so we're gonna add us 1/3 of a cup of flour. Don't just dump it in there. Give it a little sprinkling. I like to stir it up just a minute. Then we're gonna add what? 2 cups of heavy cream. Most people be putting milk in their stuff. Well, why would you put something in a soup that's not rich and creamy? That is why we call it cream. And we're gonna use 2 cups, which is what's in that carton. And we're gonna stir that till it gets really good and smooth. Let it cook for 2 or 3 minutes, then we'll go on with it.
Did you ever have to cook on a ranch on New Year's?
New Year's. I cooked on a ranch one time from the 29th of December to January the 10th.
Was it cold?
It was cold, it was miserable, wind blowed nearly every day, but I'll tell you something, them cowboys probably eat better than they have any day of their life. And
what was like a menu?
well, a lot of times at night, we'd have a steak or something like that, but at noon it was always chili or some kind of soup to go with something else that was with it, because I wanted something to be able to warm them fellas up all day long. And hey, what better place to spend New Year's with a bunch of cowboys around the wagon sitting by old Bertha? Always warm there. All right, now continue to stir this. Don't walk off and leave it, because you'll burn the cream. And that's getting a little thicker than I want it, and we need something to thin it down with, which is going to be about 2 cups of chicken broth. Now I'm going to add them in there one at a time. Continue to stir as we do. That way we don't lump nothing up. Ain't that right, puppies? So there is one. Here come another. But I need y'all to leave me a comment down there as we're talking about loaded baked potato. What do you put on your loaded baked potato? I know what I like on mine, and it's everything that's in this soup today. We're gonna bring this to a simmer. We're over about medium heat now. Continue to stir for about 2 to 3 minutes. When you turn her down just a little, it has thickened up again. It has to where I would call it of soup consistency. So we're gonna put us some sour cream in there, 1 cup. Mage, what are you doing under there, buddy?
Everybody came to watch.
Y'all don't even like sour cream. When you get that in there, stir it until it's really smooth, because remember that sour cream is cold. You don't want it to lump up, so just keep it whisking gingerly. I guarantee you right now, if you used to give me a flour tortilla and a spoon, I could just spread that on there or put it on a piece of toast, and I'd be in pretty good shape. But remember, we said we had this sausage out here, and I got to thinking, you know, I wonder would y'all like that in more of this kind of piece than one? You would?
Yeah.
So we're gonna give it a little chop right here right quick. Some of them might get chopped finer than others.
I think it'd be easier to eat in a soup when it's a little smaller.
We'll do it that way. We're gonna season today, but with our original blend of seasoning, that is low sodium. But if you ain't got that, season, salt, pepper, whatever you got. We're gonna give it a little generous shaking. In go the sausage. Whew, this right here is a meal, Mage. We are gonna enjoy. You like potato soup, Mage? Do you like it? I think it's pretty good eating myself. Now we're gonna just let this cook. Turn it down on the lowest setting I got. Well, we got the meat in there and everything is looking good. I like cheese on my loaded baked potato, don't y'all? People in Wisconsin love it, and so does Duke. It's his favorite food. So we're gonna sprinkle that in there, stir it till it goes to melting. Y'all remember them potatoes we cooked right at the very first of this? It's been sitting in the house for about 20 minutes, cooling off. We're gonna bring them out here. We're gonna add them to this. Folks, it is fixing to be loaded baked potato soup. The gun is fixing to be primed and ready. Woo, that there is a done deal. Happy Meal didn't come in a sack. But let me walk you back through that. You seen me cut them potatoes, get the skin off. Cut them, really you want to just slice them up however you'd like them to get them into bite-sized pieces. 4 russet potatoes, Shan thought it was going to be too much in there, but it's sort of like having meat in something. You want to have loaded baked potato soup and can't find a potato in every bite, so it's what we got. Let that cook about 2 to 3 minutes, stirring pretty occasionally to let everything warm back through. Get it back out there, garnish with some cheese, some bacon, some green onion, and I'm gonna let that cool a minute. I've had a lot of good help out here that have braved the elements of the freezing cold weather. First is Duker. Then we have Sadaloo, my favoriteest little schnauzer in all the world. Where you at? There you go, buddy. Now it is my time. I see a piece of sausage in there, some bacon. Everything that was loaded in the boat is ready.
Do the New Year shuffle. We dance the New Year.
Happy New Year! Woo. I'm gonna go back. That is fine dining right there, it is. Easiest recipe in the world. It'll keep all the wolves away from the door and you'll be warmed up no matter how cold it is. We want to thank you so much for joining us, but it is with honor, pride, and privilege that I tip my hat to all the servicemen and women and all the veterans that have kept that old flag a-flying over camp. But get on up in here and come on up in here close. Got to tell you a little something. We are so thankful to start our new year off with y'all, our entire family. We've got fans from all over the world and we wish you all the happiest and brightest and safest new year of all. Lift your glass and lift it high, whether it be whiskey, soda pop, cream, or rye, because Happy New Year. May you be in heaven 3 days before the devil know you die. God bless you each and every one, and I'll see you down the loaded baked potato soup trail. Soup consistency, but how many, I want to see a show of hands. How many of you out there, we got a big audience today. We have pines, spruces, cedars, junipers. How many of you like sour cream in your loaded baked potato soup? Look at everybody. They just clapping their little wings together. They are so happy.